We come from all walks of life, some from around the world, some from right next door. We are diverse, yet we are one. What we share is a love of life and doing whatever it takes to make that life just a little bit better in the state we call home. We are friends, and we are advocates for ourselves, for each other, keeping Coloradoans informed, engaged, and active. This is the AARP Colorado Connection.
Hi, I'm Allison Harrell. Welcome to another edition of Colorado Connection. Long before the internet existed, before emails were sent, and before cell phones were used, American homes were filled with the ringing of the house landline. While technology has certainly brought new options to the market, for many people, the tried and true copper-wired landline is still the phone service of choice. The ability to make that choice is currently at stake, with a bill in the House that's aimed at deregulating telecom services. Here to explain the bill and its potential downfalls is AARP's Kelly Fritz. Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Allison. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for being here. Why don't you start by giving us a little more background on what this bill is and what it's aiming to do?
Actually, there are four bills that deal with this subject. 1328, 1329, 1330, and 1331. But the gist of all of these bills and why they're combined, it's basically to deregulate the phone market and use the money from that deregulation that's used to maintain landlines, taking that fund and putting it into broadband expansion. I want to be very clear, AARP wholeheartedly supports broadband expansion. But there are things happening in that area already. The FCC is putting money into broadband expansion. The Farm Bill put money into broadband expansion. We just don't see why you would need to take Grandma's landline and divert that money instead into broadband expansion.
And using that example of Grandma, if this passed and if they did put that money towards broadband expansion, what would that mean for her home landline? Would it mean it completely goes away? Would it mean it has to become an internet service? What would that mean for her?
And this is the concern, is if the money isn't there to repair the landlines and say there's a flood or there's a fire or something that impacts those landlines, you're basically leaving Grandma with no choice for communication but a cell phone. And she may or may not want to do that. For the most part, our members rely on their landline as their connection to the world. It has to do with medical devices, home security. Even if you have like a credit card machine, those are used on a regular landline. So, not that everybody has a credit card machine, but a lot of our members do in fact have home security systems, or they have medical devices that they need to have monitored through a landline. So what happens a lot of times, over 2/3 of our membership over the age of 65 rely on their landline, and they may also have a cell phone too. They want to supplement, not substitute, their landline service. So they want to have that choice of both, not either or, but both. It's important that there be regulated. These bills deregulate phone service. We found with deregulation, in fact, here's a headline from the Denver Post. Prices go up significantly, and there's also serious concerns about service quality. We also think people need a place to go to complain. If something isn't working right in your phone, isn't it better to go to that local Public Utilities Commission instead of some nameless, faceless person somewhere else? We want that local control. So that's what these issues are about, maintaining your landline, having that ability to have it now and into the future for the things you rely on.
And with the concern of the financial implications of the bill, would it mean if the landline goes away, would it sort of force people into potentially higher cost phones even in their home that are not wired through the ground?
Exactly. Landlines, for basic service, there is a base rate currently in place for people that just want landline service. If it's deregulated, that goes away. And we're extremely concerned about the price. In California, when they deregulated, prices went up 260% for traditional landlines. That's a big deal. And if you can't afford your phone, how can you call 911? How can you do the basic things that you need to do to communicate with your friends and family?
So what are you guys doing to sort of combat these bills? How are you out there fighting to see that this doesn't go through?
We are actively opposing all the bills. We are educating legislators and our membership about these bills. We are encouraging people to call their legislators and let them know how important their landline is to them.
And is there anything else you want viewers to know, or any instruction you can give them on how they can become part of the conversation about this?
Yes, you can call our 1-800 line and we will connect you with your legislator.
Well, great. We will certainly direct people to your website, and thanks so much for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. For more information, visit aarp.org/co, and don't forget to contact your local legislator and ask them to vote no on House Bills 1328 through 1331. As always, we ask you to pass this video along to a friend. Thanks for joining us.